Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. I just wanted to take a little time in the middle of the day to make sure that you check out this new content creator. Pin this comment. Okay. Um, Make sure that you check out this new content creator, the Hypergamous Millennial Mom. She has a new channel. And I've definitely been, putting out the call to my subscribership for mothers who are parenting without involvement of the father, to reach out to me, even if it be privately. It's a very, 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 I can't emphasize enough how very hostile it is for Black women who are mothers, who are parenting without the assistance of the father of the child, and it is hostile from a variety of places. Of course, you have your, um, okay, so before I continue, it says I'm not subscribed. It's because I'm sharing my incognito um, window, but on my main channel, I am subscribed to her. Just to let you know, I'm like her second or third subscriber, so I'm excited to be subscribed to her channel. But yeah, it's very hostile from a variety of angles. Of course, you have your typical um, places where it's hostile over in the manosphere, among Black men in general, among the Black community. It's hostile and very violent towards uh, mothers who are parenting without the assistance of the father. Uh, children who have been abandoned by their fathers. But also, believe it or not, it's very hostile within the Black women empowerment space as well. Women who are parenting without the assistance of the father of the child are demonized. There's a lot of like subtle shade, aggressive shade, overt shade, insults against us and our children, calling our children bastards and dusty babies and shouldn't have been born, should have gone to the chop shop, and all manner of insensitive language towards women. And so I knew that I had mothers on my channel, but oftentimes they don't say anything. They don't disclose that, and probably for good reason, to avoid the backlash, being avoid being disparaged, avoid being insulted, avoid being attacked by the place where they're coming to seek refuge, which is the Black women empowerment space. They're coming to seek, like-mindedness. I'm not saying they, as in I'm part of it too. We have stepped to this space because we have a new mindset. We have different priorities. We have, shifted a lot of things in our life from now going forward. And so you go into that self-preservation space to seek refuge and to seek sisterhood, but are oftentimes met with hostility and, sort of being ostracized, either intentionally or unintentionally. But regardless of the intention, that is the outcome. And to even try to compassionately reach out to some of these people who are advocating this vitriol, it's very difficult because, it's like people don't want a dialogue and they don't want to take responsibility for the things that they say. There are a variety of women in this space with a variety of background, and many of us are survivors of trauma from growing up in difficult situations. Many of us are growing up without a sense of adequate self-worth and proper parenting and validation. and all kinds of backgrounds. You know, some women were in foster care, some women were adopted, some women were raised by a single parent, some women were raised by their grandparents or an aunt or uncle. Uh, you name it. I mean, we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to level up. We're all here to do better. We're all here to make better decisions going forward. You get what you get in life, and we didn't pick our parents. We didn't pick our situation. We didn't pick how we were brought into this world. We didn't pick those early life lessons. We didn't get to pick those early life traumas. We didn't get to pick the trajectory of our life from where we started, and so we ended up where we ended up. But lucky for us, those of us who have breath in our body get an opportunity to wake up every day and get to make choices and decisions about how we want to move forward in life. You know, if you have breath in your body, then you get an opportunity to do that. And that goes for women who are mothers and the father abandoned the child. Okay. That goes for them too. And they have a space here. And I'm happy that there's another woman on YouTube who will be sharing parts of her story and sharing parts of her journey as she is on a level up journey and is mothering a child, you know, without a partner. So, you know, we're here and the children are here, and these children are perfectly innocent, beautiful beings who are deserving of a village to love and edify them. These children are deserving of a village to uh, form a protective hedge around them. These children are deserving of positive influences from elders and big aunties and uncles and babas and mamas and whatnot to pour into them to the extent that they can. These children are born worthy and they have a right to be here. They're here, okay? And we're mothering to the best of our ability, and we are navigating the world to the best of our ability and making choices that will be helpful for these children to the best of our ability. And sisterhood spans through a variety of backgrounds of women, and so it, you know, it behooves everyone to be mindful of alienating language that will push women away who have come to learn, right? Women are here to learn, women are here to grow, women are here to network, women are here to expand, right? Women are here to be validated. You know, how many spaces can Black women who are committed to self-preservation and, you know, investment within the Black womanhood, where all can they go in the world for validation? Where can they go in the world to be seen and to be heard and to be understood? You know, this should be a place where they can come to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, to be validated, you know. And so, not disparaging Black women really does start within ourselves. It really does start with us. We control our image, or rather, we are working diligently to regain control of our image, okay? We're working diligently to regain control of our image. And so we don't need to disparage a single mother to uplift our own selves. It's really not necessary, because really you can stand on your own 2 feet and you can stand on your own accomplishments and your own value and your own education and your own beingness, the unique things about yourself You don't have to step on a single mother to try to raise yourself up. Just like light-skinned women don't need to step on dark-skinned women to lift themselves up and other themselves. If you can see how sometimes light-skinned women can other themselves when it's convenient to them, to gain favor with wherever they're trying to gain favor with, surely you may be able to see how you may be doing the same thing with single mothers. Okay? So, this is the time for those tough conversations. It's not about bashing because truth be told, even the women who have said very disparaging things about single mothers on this platform, I still love them. I just want them to do better. I love them and I respect them because there's more that we agree on than we don't. And so, uh, when you're evaluating quality people, you really have to weigh a lot out before you would throw someone away, to see what is the value here, what's in it for me, what does the good outweigh the bad? And those are the types of questions that you kind of grapple with as you decide who to stay connected with or who to disconnect with. But I can say that I want these ladies to do better. I really do. I want the womb policing to simmer down as well because, you have to understand you're not being helpful screaming out, don't give your womb to this person or that person. Okay, what are somebody supposed to do with that? Think about what it is that you're trying to do. Do you have a genuine desire to assist women in proper family planning? Is that your desire? Or is your desire to be right and loud? Because if you have the desire to assist women with proper family planning, you might want to rethink your approach. You might want to think your approach. If you feel that you have solutions for Black women um, to be better, and you want them to be better, you want to share those solutions, you might want to think about how to incorporate people who are coming in. Because there will be some lingering mammyism and pick isms and all of that. So you need a way to compassionately educate and expand women's minds without pushing them away. You have to. Well, I mean, you really don't have to, but you know, it would be a more sustainable approach to grow and expand yourself into learning how can you incorporate these new incoming women with lingering mentality that they grew up with, but somehow, some way or another, they ended up in your space seeking information, wanting to grow and expand. Because we are in the midst of a global reckoning and we need as many Black women on board as possible. Because then the awakening is just going to be faster. So back to the original topic at hand with Hypergamous Millennial Mom. Here's the description of her channel. She says, this is a safe space for hypergamous single moms. Here you will learn, apply, and thrive. We will not bash, degrade, or disrespect you. The challenges that single mothers face are real and require actual solutions. On this channel, we will discuss class, finance, child rearing, social etiquette, networking, career advancement, physical and mental health. The kids are here. Hashtag the kids are here. Hashtag the hypergamous single mom. I love this channel description, and her voice is needed in this space. Her voice is needed. So we can, I do invite you to go and check out her channel to subscribe, or at least just check out what she has going on thus far. And if let me see, I was just listening to this video earlier. If you are able to subscribe, please subscribe um to her channel And if you like what she's doing, please leave her some comments and down in the comment section to help the I don't think it's gonna let me do, yeah. Go ahead and leave some comments in the comment section to help the YouTube algorithm so that other women can get a hold of her content.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Millennial Mom. Something that's been on my heart for like, I'll say a year or so, and I just didn't know how to put it into words, but I wanted to talk about forgiving yourself for becoming a single mom. And some people may think there's nothing to forgive yourself for, don't worry about it, everything's fine. But I feel like no matter
Can y'all hear the audio? I'm buffering right now, but that's probably my internet.
no,
Okay. Can y'all hear? It's loading. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. And while this is loading, I know some of you don't have any children, but you know, if you can listen to, you know, the life lessons that I share, I would love for you to avoid mistakes that I have made in my youth. You know, and you could look at me, I don't know how young some of y'all, I might be like an auntie, you know. I guess I'm, you know, I'm approaching that. I'm really like, I am officially like auntie age. So that's fine. If you want to look at me as auntie, if you want to look at me as big sis, that's fine too. But I really want you to avoid things that I've done in the past. I would love for you to avoid my mistakes.
hi everyone, welcome to
And
the Hypergamous Millennial Mom.
I'll let her video play a little bit.
Something that's been on my heart for like, I'll say a year or so, and I just didn't know how to put it into words, but I wanted to talk about forgiving yourself for becoming a single mom. And some people may think there's nothing to forgive yourself for, don't worry about it, everything's fine. But I feel like no matter what socioeconomic background you are, we all kind of understand that a single mom is not the preferable route. So something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something didn't add up. Something needs to change. And it's not necessarily, oh, I gotta find me a stepdaddy. That's not the solution. I gotta fill that hole in the picture, you know, the family portrait. It starts with kind of like looking at yourself and not judging yourself, because everybody's going to do that already, and that's not going to help you. But it's about like looking at who you are and looking at the sum of your decisions and looking at the sum of your thoughts, you know, your values, looking at your principles, and not to bash yourself, not to hate yourself, but to understand who you are and to understand why you do what you do. You have to look at yourself. But in order to look at yourself and do it properly, to do it with love and understanding and compassion towards yourself and compassion towards your old self, you have to forgive yourself. You have to accept yourself for who you are, with the caveat that you are also willing to do the changes that are needed to become better. And that's a process. That's a journey that We all have to go on, not just single moms. But I think the blessing in being a single mom is that you have to do it faster. You don't have the
Amen to that.
room to lollygag and then figure it out in your 50s, because that's
Amen to
what
that.
most women do. Most women don't really come into their own or come into understanding who they are into their late 40s, early 50s, and that's a beautiful thing. But you're raising children. You know, you can see a difference in where parents were on their journey in life based on the children. Like one child was born, you know, and then 5 or 6, 7 years later, another child was born. They're two different children because the parents are completely different. So understand that as you are growing and changing, you're affecting your child. And because you are going to be probably for quite some time the only and main influence in your child's life, you have to start on this journey. You can't skip this part. And I think when you don't self-examine, when you don't go on the journey of forgiving yourself, um, and not bashing yourself, not allowing other people to bash you, or allowing other people to be in your life that are going to look down on you. You know, you have to be very careful to who you listen to. Very careful. Be very careful people who were quick to take something, take a mistake and rub it in your face. Because a mistake is done. It's done. It's over. That's it. But if they are going to hold it over you and use it as a way to um, tell you what you can and cannot have, or where you need to stay, what lane you need to stay in, be very careful. Be very careful, especially if they have not walked your in your shoes. I'd be very
Hallelujah.
careful to, as a single mom, I'd be very careful when you listen to women who are not mothers, or you're not, or men who are not good fathers.
Okay, so that's a little sneak peek of her video. Y'all can to support her channel, um you can mosey over there. She has a few videos prepping for hypergamy, single, stay at home, work from home, um, getting out of the ghetto, single moms and education. So she's got some, it's already has some content loaded that you ladies can check out, even just for the purposes of just supporting her channel. Women who don't have children, like, we need as many allies as we can, because it's hard out here in these streets. Honestly, it really is. So I'm really grateful for uh women who don't even have any children but are still supportive of my platform, and you know, the single mothers who are out here doing their best, regardless. um, we appreciate it. We see you. I see you, and I truly appreciate you. I also appreciate the women who are married, who do not make a hierarchy of I'm the better mother because I have a husband. The mothers who just see you being a mother and doing your best, because when you go through the initiation process of um, carrying a child for 40 weeks, almost dying to bring them here, nourishing them from your own body for anywhere from 6 months to 2.5 years, not getting any sleep for 2 years, diapers getting throwed up on, and toddlers are violent, getting attacked by your own child for a while, tantrums, and all of the phases of child development, and being there for your children. Moms typically see you because they see you momming. They see you momming. They already know. They already know. They see you momming, and there's just a respect there. So single mothers need support, Because the thing about going forward in this community and what we're really creating something new, that our mothers didn't do, our grandmothers didn't do it. Um, we could talk about that on another stream, but just looking at my own lineage and looking at my grandmothers on either side and the choices that they made, gosh, my biological father's grandmother, that deserves a whole stream, but really, really bad at relationships, right? And the trash bags that she was picking back in the 50s and 60s, right? Just complete trash bags. So this is a multi-generational trash bag lineage, right? And looking at my grandmother trying to do everything right, growing up Kojic, very, very strict rural Kojic, and thinking she was doing everything right and getting married early and ending up being with a trash bag. And then my mother repeating that, basically marrying her own dad, and then my own struggles. This is a multi-generational issue here. But imagine if my mother had mothered me differently, right? If she had did the work, I would have less work to do today. So that isn't to say that my daughter isn't going to have work, because Lord knows I am not. Like, I have my issues, right? So I know one day my daughter's probably going to be on somebody's couch complaining about me and my inadequacies and everything else. That's fine. But she's going to have way less work to do than I did, right? And so when we look at changing the paradigm, there's all these children that are associated with a mother who's doing it alone right now. That isn't to say she doesn't partner up eventually, but a lot of that abandonment and other socioeconomic challenges that have been all into the mix with these children, how she maneuvers the world, that's going to set the stage for what we're doing. That's how important single mothers are. Because you don't live in the world alone. Like, you could hole yourself up in your house, but like eventually these children are going to grow up, right? And these children are going to be interacting with your children, and these children are going to be doing the stuff for society eventually, like, you know, being the leaders of society. So what single mothers choose to do is vitally important, which it's even more important than what the males are doing, the collective of the males. What the collective of the ones who are the heads of household, that's the key word. That's the key phrase, rather. Heads of household. These single moms like myself, we are the heads of household, which means that the buck stops with us. We are the complete decision makers of everything. We're not consulting really with anyone about anything, right? We're the primary breadwinners. We are the head of the household, and what we do matters, and how we parent matters, and whatever we are able to change within ourselves matters immensely for this community. If there are any tenets of coming togetherness or shared values, a shared mission of creating a space whereby Black women and girls can thrive, single mothers are a vital part. Single mothers are a vital part of the mix. So it's imperative that the voices be heard, and that if you are married, if you have children, if you don't want any children, or if you just haven't had them yet, that you can exist and thrive and be proud of your everything. And you don't have to bash single mothers or their children at the same time. We can do it all. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, ladies. We can do it. We really have to get to that point of having a village mentality, because some of the most vitriol are coming from women who were raised by a single mom. Like, You're here because your mom stayed. She probably got a lot of things wrong. You can listen to some of my story times about my mom. I get it. Please trust and believe I'm not living in some type of fantasy world. But nonetheless, she stayed. She did not abandon you, at least not physically. So, the importance of single motherhood, not the importance of single motherhood, but the importance of investing into single moms. It's very important because like she said in the video, and like I've come to know for myself, we got to get this right. We don't have time to lollygag around and, oh, I'll eventually level up next year. I'll get around to it. Oh, I'll get my savings going soon. Like, no, when you have a child and when you're the head of household, everything's put on like everything's put on fast speed, quick, get it now. You got to get your life insurance. You got to get your investment plan. You got to get your 401k. You got to learn these lessons quick, 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 quick. Not to mention we're making up for lost time. We're making up for lost time. These are many of these lessons are things that should have been given at puberty. Many of them. Many of these lessons should have been doled out by a nurturing, loving mother when you started dating initially. At 14, 15, 16 years old, your mother should have been holding your hand, walking you through everything. So we're making up for lost time and we're sharing stories, we're sharing strategies uh, at lightning speed to get it quick because time's of the essence. We got to get it fast. So, right. Sissy says, if you were not an asset, Goldman Sachs wouldn't be investing in you. Absolutely. They see us working. They see us working. Um, it's only Black men and some Black women who degrade single mothers. Now, some of the women will degrade the single mothers and sort of say negative things about the men too, the males, but they will still lay it on real heavy for the single mothers. Now, when I look at other communities, like Black men are the laughing stock of other communities. They're one thing that other people do to disparage Black men or like basically like jab at them is like, oh, I bet you're not there for your kids. Or, if there's something with a white man and a Black man, they'll be like, oh, well, at least he has his dad. Because everybody knows that the abandonment rate of Black men is astronomical. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. And I think Mocha Mommy brought up even on the Olympics when they were kind of doing those family reactions and how many fathers were not there. How many of the fathers weren't there? So that was on a global stage. Everybody knows that Black men abandonment rate of their children is astronomical. But when you look at other communities like Latinos or like specifically Mexican Americans, white people, when you see them hurling insults to Black men, they're not bashing the women, right? They're not bashing the women because from the outside looking in, they're like, well, she's just doing what she has to do. She has a child, she's taking care of her child. That's the right thing to do. No one looks at like, oh, look at you, you're a single mom. They look at, oh, you're trash, you left your child. So we really kind of, I think, need to move towards that stance of really putting the shame and the guilt and the burden and the pain and the insult on on the person who abandoned their post, not the person who's standing 10 toes down on what they need to do and doing the best that they can. We need to shift all that to the person who left their post. They deserve every ounce of it for being inadequate and abandoning their mission at hand to parent their child and to provide for their child. So April says, yeah, I'm tired of single mother bashing from women with no children. I don't see single moms throwing shade at anyone. So what's up with all the animosity? Yeah, April, I want to know the answer to that question too. I really do. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's that the women feel like they don't have enough to be proud of on their own. So they feel the need to like wave this banner of like not getting pregnant. And while we're on the topic, I might, while we're talking about this, the thing about the activities that bring about a single child, it's not that these women aren't engaging in the same activities, right? Like sometimes like one night stands, uh getting into a relationship and having unprotected sex too fast, getting drunk and having unprotected sex. It's not that these women aren't engaging in those activities. It's just that they prevented the pregnancy from coming to fruition. You understand what I'm saying? So that doesn't mean that they don't have the heartbreak. That doesn't mean that they don't have the emotional baggage. That doesn't mean that they don't have an STD. That doesn't mean that they don't have something else associated with those activities. It's just that we have a child associated from activities. You understand? But we're doing the same thing. We were doing the same thing. So to other yourself because you decided to make a decision that another woman didn't, um, really, come on. We're sisters. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. I'm more focused on the activities than I am with the outcome, right? Because we have to get to why are we engaging in this behavior with being love bombed, getting into relationships too fast, not having the agency to negotiate protection. That's a big issue that nobody in that community is talking about. That women not feeling to have the agency to negotiate protection, condom use, and things of that nature. Nobody's talking about how deeply religious Black women are and the least likely to go to what they call the chop shop. You might be secular and all that. That's fine. You may not, but that's the collective of Black women tend to be very religious and or spiritual. And so really we want to try to not put women in a position where they have to make that kind of a decision. How can we help women negotiate relationships to where they don't have to make that decision? See, these are the nuanced, more robust conversations that No Wedding, No Womb does not address, right? Because that's not helpful. The womb policing, don't give your womb to this. Oh, don't have sex with your enemy. Da, da. Okay, that's fine. But there's real issues about really at the when the rubber meets the road and women feeling to have agency to actually negotiate and the condom use, right? Or learning how to have dominion over their sexual drive and learning how to have standards and learning that they're deserving and grappling with the difficulties of what feminism says that you can do and that we're just like men and you can go out and have sex with as many women as you want, but really the emotional aspects and understanding that as women we work so differently. The way we process information and the way we hold on to people's energy is very, very different. And so to know that young women are getting a lot of mixed messages about sexuality, um, is worth talking about. And also women understanding that you are giving the gift of life and what that gift is worth. I was just talking to a lady the other day at the gym who's like, I want to find somebody to give me a baby. And I'm like, what, baby, have a seat, okay? I don't care if you don't like me, but I'm about to go mama on you, okay? Because you need to really understand what it is that you're saying. You need to understand what it is that you're about to get yourself into. And you need to understand who you are as a woman. You are the prize. Now that was two, maybe, started a conversation, and we had another conversation. It's not over. As pretty as she is, she's a pick-me-sha. As pretty as she is, she's a gorgeous, very fit young woman in her 20s, and she's a pick-me-sha. She is primed and ready to be abandoned by a bandit because she doesn't know who she is. So it does take compassion and having entries, access points to Black women to get their ear and their heart. Because maybe her mama didn't tell her, girl, no. So you're planning a baby shower basically, but you don't know if you're going to be able, you don't even know if you want to marry this guy. You don't even know if he's husband material. You don't even know what a husband is supposed to do. That's really the big, like, you really don't even know what a husband is supposed to do. Some of these young women think getting claimed on Instagram is relationship goals and posting pictures together. I know that sounds trivial, but it's true. I hear the young girls talking, not understanding what you're supposed to be negotiating before you link yourself to someone forever. This is through no fault of her own. She don't know no better. Yeah, or they have a gazillion of those. Yeah. Not allowing others to shame us out of our standards is important. Yes, absolutely. It's important that you're able to feel confident to be able to negotiate. If you don't feel confident, um, in a sense of like worthiness and a sense of assuredness, feeling good in your own skin, negotiating will be very difficult. And so those are some of the key, so those are some of the key things that we have to work on with women. Because I mean, I try to be as honest about the challenges of parenting alone as I can. I love my little angel. I love my um little chunky baby, but you know, I try to be honest about the challenges and how things got there and what I see the precursors of setting yourself up for that kind of a life of not having the dad parent the child, right? So those are the important issues that we have to really start talking with and opening up dialogue. So I'm glad there's another voice in the mix. There's another voice in the mix. We also need to talk about the divide. Thank you, Happy. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. We need to talk about the biological desire to have a baby versus the logical reasoning behind picking a husband. Yes, baby fever is real, and baby fever is cognitively disorienting. It causes women to make irrational decisions, illogical decisions. It's a real phenomenon that Black women need strategies to handle baby fever because it's real. And you really need dominion over your sexuality, fertility, and your agency within yourself to be able to weather the storms of baby fever. It's real. And some women haven't gotten to that point. They're young and I can't think. I was the same way when I was 18, 19, 20. I wasn't thinking about children. And then you get to this point where baby fever sets in and it just really like you don't make the best decision. If you don't have the preparation and the like what it takes to navigate all that energy and all that drive, that irrational drive, you can make poor decisions. So there's some people who are criticizing a stage of life they haven't entered into. You understand? And I have compassion for them too, because I know I was critical of a lot of things until I walked through it myself. I was, not, just, insensitive about certain things and just a lot before I walked through it myself. Now that I've walked through it, I'm like, oh, I get it now. But for those who have not walked through this stage of life, there's various stages of life within womanhood, and they have not yet walked through that stage of life. It is going to be very important that we get to that empathetic point and to that compassionate point and that seeking to understand and seeking to not alienate and offend without reason. Sometimes, as single moms, we're just standing around minding our own business. We're not bothering nobody. We're not hurting anybody. We're not asking for anything. We're just simply around. And we just get attacked because we're there. Like, what is happening here? These are unprovoked attacks. I'm just here. And my child is just here. Like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, if you have an issue with some other single moms, you just have to attack everyone as like in general. All of us. Like, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I'm just here. Okay, minding my business, doing what I have to do, raising my child. I don't want no smoke. We're not attacking women who don't have children. It's totally unprovoked. All right, y'all, I got more work to get to midday. I would like to thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to support this channel, you can click the pinned comment. The Cash App is there. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe, like the video, and please do go over and check out the Hypergamous Millennial Mom and leave her a subscription and a comment if you can. All right, y'all have a blessed day, and we will talk soon. Peace.